Nope. Nope.
Coiled like a cobra.
Hello everyone, it's me again, Steedoj, back with another beautiful commentary video. I'm gonna make this one short and get the point of this one out of the way. It's just me playing against all my characters, against particular individuals. There are multiple people that will come back in later videos, there's more fights of them. Especially there's this one Saiyan guy in particular. And I know all of you are gonna like that video because he's quite the, he's really good at the game. I'm sure all of you know what I mean by great at this point. Right now we're starting pretty simple. This guy is just, you'll see this guy's fights more in another video, but this guy really likes to grab. I'm sure when I make a grabbing video sometime sooner or later, you'll see his other fights in there. But this guy really likes to grab. I don't think he does it as much in this fight, but there is a fight where he picks first for himself. Of course, it's not in this video. The only reason why anyone picks Cell is because they really like grabs. And yeah, I kind of wish characters like first form Cell were better, but this reinforced my point that characters like Super Baby being in the game from the start wouldn't make a difference because people ask for first form Cell, no one uses him. People ask for Margin Vegeta, and no one also uses him. So I think it's actually better this way that characters like Baby are being. I don't want to turn this into a DLC 7 video. That will come later. That will come later. Don't worry. This guy right here, I know he loves to key cancel in XY. He also likes Gatebreaker, but he only gets to really use it once and nothing else. He also really loves popping his evasive at the worst times. I can understand he doesn't want to get trapped in a back hit string, but at the same time, you are playing as a race that can trap people in back hit strings. Should at least evolve to, get used to it or get around it. Oh, I used get around it unironically. That's great. That's understandable. But yeah, I need to give a good advice on how to avoid being trapped in back hits, because I do know certain combos where you can vanish free and not be punished for almost every race. I say almost every race because I don't think Namekians have a combo like that, but to make up for it, they have awful back hits, so yeah, that's great. Credit where it is due, this guy doesn't limit burst, but I think he does get inspired by me turning Super Saiyan Blue and he does the same thing. And that does cost him the match, because I do this as well. Whenever someone transforms and the transformation is something really flashy like golden form, I'll just sometimes say, oh, I want to also transform. That sounds like a nice thing to do. And then I get perfect blocked and I die. This happens a lot. You can ask Twister. For those of you who know Mr. Twister, he's a great Xenoverse player. You can ask him. He does it to me more than anyone else. And of course, what do you expect? I'm going to obviously fight a hit with my male Earthling because, I'm not going to chance fighting a hit with any other character. Oh, that reminds me of I don't know. I'm going to have to make that a short upload for another day for people who don't watch the streams. But in my last Xenoverse stream, there was a point where a guy goes on hit and he uses an unvanishable. By the way, nice Nekros right there. Really let my combo flow like water. Just great, just beautiful stuff. But yeah, there was a hit in one of my streams who had trapped me in a corner and did unvanishables. Yeah, an unvanishable stamina break in the corner. I'm not gonna say or show it in this video because if you cared that much, you'd probably just watch the last stream. But yeah, he does this thing. He plays as hard as he can with it and even limit bursts. And then he rage quits. So it's kind of not even an opinion at this point. It's a straight fact that hits in Xenoverse are just tryhards. If you see a hit user, just block them when you're done fighting. Whether you win or lose, just block them. Don't waste your time with people like that. They're the kind of people who really get off to beating you once, so don't give them the satisfaction once you've had, your first match. Again, whether you win or lose, just block them and, leave, because there's really no reason to waste your time just fighting a hitman. You have to learn when you can punish him, but he doesn't have to learn any of that or do any of that because he's using the strongest character in the game. Again, just my opinion, but it's not really fair that you have to try and the other person doesn't because of the character they're using, not because of their own actual skill or reaction time. I was talking about hit for so long, the fight kind of flew over my head. But what do you expect? The male Earthling is going to beat hit regardless, because male Earthlings are really good. And if I see a hit on my male Earthling, I'm going to obviously try. I don't need to resort to stuff like XY to win, but I'm going to obviously try to, get him out of the way as soon as possible. This guy is I would say this guy's probably the funniest in this video. Not only because he makes really amateur mistakes like that, and limit bursts and has super armor, because that's my favorite thing in the world. But before this, he had kicked me 3 times in a row. I'm sure he's been in other videos and I just forgot his name. But he kicked me 3 times in a row. Yeah, he kicked me 3 times in a row in ranked because he was the host, I think. And I can't remember if on this particular fight I was the host or if I had joined like the 4th time and he was like, okay, well, I'm not going to get any other fights. I'll fight him instead. And yeah, of course, like I'm saying, he makes a lot of amateur mistakes like his burning strike. That's great. That's great. He's got no more super armor now, and as you can guess, if someone doesn't have super armor, even against a female saying apparently they can't win, because, by the way, I'll give myself a pat on the back for reading him like a book here. Yeah, I'm a bit self-absorbed. I probably give myself hand jobs not because they feel good, but because I'm just stroking my own ego physically at this point. Yeah, I'm just gonna edit that one. But yeah, the fight's coming to its close, and I don't think this guy, no, I don't think he's the one who dies to a Gallic gun. That must have been a different guy. But, oh no, he is, yeah, he does that. I stamina break him, I knock him back and Gallic gun, yeah. So this guy, I don't think he rage quit, the credit is due there. But I could see why he kicked me, because obviously, whatever happened last time probably happened again here. And it didn't really go in his favor. So, again, it just makes sense to fight someone, it makes sense to not fight someone who you're going to lose against, or someone who just isn't worth the time. Because I'm sure again, that guy's probably beaten me, everyone can beat me. I'm sure that guy's probably beaten me at some times, but it's just not worth the fight. He has his own reasons maybe, I just fight anyone because I want to record. Because you can only record Xenoverse stuff if you fight people, that makes sense. This Rose is, this Rose, to be fair, when I was fighting this Rose, I was in a pretty horrible mood. Due to the guy in the next fight. The guy in the next fight is a fight that happened before this one. But obviously, yeah, we have never seen a Southern Death Beam trick before. But obviously, I'm showing that one last because I think that fight was more interesting. But yeah, but the Rose, I wasn't really in a great mood when I was fighting him due to the other guy. So I do beat him a bit unfairly. I did cancel on him a bit. I had to do it to him. I'm terribly sorry. But the way he loses is a bit sad because I didn't think people would be knocked down on the ground for that long. After Ginyu for special combination. Again, for the people who used Ginyu for special combination more than me, they would know because I only use it on my female margin. So I do the signature attack, and he's stuck on the ground for so long that I fly next to him, and the bomb still comes and destructive finish. That's all I can say. That's just a destructive finish. This is another thing that reinforces my point of people only use characters if they know there's something overpowered about the character. Because hey, did any of you know that Bojack has a cancel? Really? Did you know it was a cancel that only takes 2 hits to use? Oh, well, yeah, you know, because why else would anyone use Bojack? What, because they like the character? Oh, yeah. No, that's a good one. People actually using characters because they like them in Xenoverse. That's a good joke. I won't lie. That was a pretty good joke. You guys are pretty funny. But no, seriously, this guy's obsessed with his cancel. He's also obsessed with dashing and blocking. You know, what do you expect? This is a Xenoverse player. Come on. Yeah, I get stamina broken here, but again, I'm on a female margin. Not to mention, I don't know if Bojack can even do that much damage in a stamina break. It doesn't seem like he can based on his basic attack. So I don't think me being on a female margin matters or not, because he does die the second I get my hands on him. Me being on a female margin doesn't matter, I guess, because I had to cancel out of one of his other attacks just now. Of course, I was only cancelling because I was like, oh yeah, you seem to like cancels a lot, so you'd obviously like it if I did the same thing, right? And you can tell he loves it so much because he just eats this vanishing ball without limit bursting, and then he can't do anything about the assault wave that follows after. So credit where it's due to him, he cancelled, but it just made me care less about how much fun he's having. So, you know, I had to do the same thing back to him. This fight is weird, mostly because I don't know what this Vegeta's plan is. I don't want to say he's timid, but he like does fake key stuns, if that makes sense. He shoots a ton of key blasts at me. I don't think he ever shoots one key blast at a time. He always shoots a ton, but that's not how you key stun or key cancel. You're kind of supposed to only shoot one and then leave, because you only need the invincibility for him to dash out of the next hit, which is why they're broken. But this guy always, like, he shoots like quite a bit. He likes to block mash, yeah, that's one thing, but he's always doing it at the worst times, like when I'm miles away from him, and it makes no sense. He does give me a run for my money though, because I'm so genuinely confused when fighting him. I didn't know how to go about this properly. There's another one of those weird fake key stuns, and then he does a real key stun and runs away from me. I don't know, he's weird. I can't tell if he does this to everyone or it's just like, I don't know. Maybe someone told him, oh, if you shoot Key Blast at someone, he's dead now, by the way, because female Earthlings are absurd. But someone probably told him, hey, if you shoot Key Blast at someone, it lets you be invincible and you can dash away and avoid damage. And that's all he heard. So, which is why he's playing like that. That's what I feel like, at least when I see his fighting style. This is the same guy that was fighting on Alphas. Okay, I actually completely forgot he used Gotenks. But he's a weird Gotenks. He really likes Galactic Donuts, but I think he thinks it's overpowered because you get stunned at one point. It's not a big deal because you can do this back to Gotenks. So it's I don't know why he likes Galactic Donuts so much, but he should probably stop using it because he's losing a lot of matches doing it. I don't think he really knows how to play Gotenks. I think he just mashes Galactic Donuts for like the whole match. I don't even think he does the broken XYY combo, the heavy combo, at least. I get there are people who know how to play Gotenks out there, and I know how to play him at least a little bit. It's been a long time since my last Gotenks video, but yeah, I'll make one soon or something when I feel like playing Gotenks again, or when I feel like people would be like, hey, make a Gotenks video, because Gotenks is cool, and we all know he's the second Super Saiyan God in this game. The first one is obviously Jacko. I don't know why people still think it's Goku. Yeah, of course, he goes Super Saiyan because everyone knows when you're Gotenks, you have to go Super Saiyan 3. That's an essential. If you play as Gotenks and you don't transform, that's just huge. By the way, Frieza Race Stamina Break. Oh, that's a good joke. Frieza Race and Stamina Break in the same sentence. Oh, look, a Stamina Break actually happened. I wonder what's gonna happen next. Maybe he'll stand up into the Divine Wrath and be stunned by it. No, Divine Wrath misses by a massive amount. Oh, what? You landed the Stamina Break over Frieza? Well, just missed the ultimate instead. Did I ever say that I actually really like Xenoverse? It's just a really good game in all honesty. I think it's quite a good game. I think you guys should pick up Xenoverse. It's not as bad as I make it sound. It's worse. Okay, jokes aside, I do actually have a ton of fun in this game. He gets slapped. I'm gonna call that a slap. I do actually have a ton of fun in this game, but it's weird stuff like that that can really change the deciding factors in matches for no reason, other than the fact that the game was just like, you know, screw you. So I'm sure everyone remembers this solid lad from several recent videos, as well as the last video in particular, where he goes full force and you know, betrays Guts and allies himself with the demons. And by that I mean he does an unvanishable stamina break. So I'm pretty sure everyone knows this guy's name at this point if you watched that video. And if you didn't watch that video and you're watching this one, the joke flew completely over your head, and you probably need to watch the last video to catch up on this amazing story. The amazing backstory of Giraimi. I'm pretty sure I messed up that name. I'm 100% sure I messed up that name. For some reason he fights me again, even though when I met him in a lobby, he was spamming no in back. I was actually like half asleep at the time of recording this, so I didn't even notice that stamina break. I kind of just let it happen. Also, Saiyan Spirit has a hard knockdown from like a kilometer high. Can you believe it? That's nice. Who knew Saiyan Spirit was a hard knockdown from a kilometer high? At first, this guy didn't want to fight me because when we were in the same lobby, he kept putting no in the in-game chat. But then he accepted the match anyways when I pressed ready. He was the host as well. No, he wasn't the host. He wasn't the host. But of course, he goes out in an embarrassing way like in most Xenoverse players. He limit bursts, and I predict it because he always limit bursts, and boom, he didn't dodge the instant severance. When you fight people for too long, you get used to their tactics. Of course, the only limitation to me fighting him then was I was choosing a Frieza race, which is why I was so hindered in our battle. But in the end, I still pulled off quite a quick victory. So it does show that I'm getting used to him. If you liked this video, make sure to leave a like on it. If you didn't like it, dislike it. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. And I will see you in the next video.